didn't know, or no way that you
Yeah.
didn't suspect that.
Yeah. No,
I
and
don't agree with that all the way, but I understand where you're coming from.
well, and what he's saying, and is what a lot of us see, is that that's like a accountability is like a woman's kryptonite.
I
Because
don't.
when we try to do that, a lot of times it becomes a nuclear situation.
I,
Because there is a time and a place where like women are wrong, but they don't
well,
want to
no,
hear
no,
it that way.
I don't agree with that because if you can't, well, I would say for narcissists, men or women, a
Fair
red
enough.
flag for a narcissist, if you can't apologize or admit you're wrong, that already tells me all I need to know. If you can't take any credit for saying you wrong, that you tell me all I need to know. Period. So, I do okay. A lot of men say like the world will end if a woman admits she wrong. I don't think that's true because
Shit, I damn well do. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I can still count on one hand. Like it's just it doesn't happen very often. Like they would much rather hang on to something that happened 6 months ago, and then when y'all get into that fight, bring that from 6 months ago to the fold and throw that back in your face instead of actually
oh, you
in the
talking about
moment.
that's oh, so you talking about okay? I got what you're saying.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
like if an argument happens,
not in totality. In the midst of a of a relationship type of situation.
okay, I get what you're saying. So like if you bring up an issue and you like, well, you did this wrong, the woman don't be like, well, I've heard it be like the woman like, well, shit, all the shit you done did, and you're not
Exactly.
addressing the
That's
issue. You
exactly
brushing
what happens.
past it.
Yeah, like there's
Brushing
we
past
supposed
it.
to be moving forward, but you still dragging things in the back.
Yeah,
Or you end up with the you end up with a partner that, and this can be the man or the woman in this case, that never let go of the last relationship or the relationship before that. And you're
oh
making the new partner pay for the mistakes of the old partner. And that's the wrong answer. From my own personal experience, I've dealt with that. I was with a woman that was making me pay for the mistakes of other men. And
yeah,
I didn't do anything wrong. I actually felt like I did everything right for a while.
God.
Micah knows which woman I'm talking about. Those who have watched Gentleman's Talk and listened to it know exactly who I'm talking about. Because, I essentially, to quote Game of Thrones, if you will, I bent the knee. You know what I'm saying? Like I put my loyalty on deck, did everything the right way, and it was like I could never do anything right, no
right,
matter what. The smallest little thing I would do wrong would get taken and blown up to a level that just made no sense. And it
right,
took me far too long to realize that I was fucked up.
yeah.
That I should have got at it a long time ago, but I didn't.
No, and that's understandable because you just can't hold people. You can't have people pay the penalty for other people's mistakes. That's just not. You can't do that. Now, granted, you're supposed to learn from your mistakes, which people don't. People
We
don't
do
do
know
that.
that.
You're
People
supposed
Fact.
to.
don't do that.
We were dating, not in a relationship, because her and her ex lived together. What?
Oh, hell no.
That's crazy. She's smoking.
Oh hell
I'm
no!
telling you.
Smoking crack.
So,
Like when Troy said Dave Chappelle, but in her heart, and that's that crack, right?
like, I like where we are with this conversation. So I have one more question because I want to continue this conversation we had from our last episode, Micah. So what is Zamora's take on interracial dating in 2023? What is your take, being another African American woman? What is your take on it?
Well, let me turn this fan off because it's cold. 1 second. All right.
You
So
wouldn't be turning off if you was in Texas. I can tell you that much.
Hell to the no. That
okay,
bitch be on high.
so the way I feel about interracial dating. So this would be a good segment to talk about my father. So my father, Grover. In fact, I have the same initials as him, GLB. And because y'all know, y'all was talking about mom, Kyrie Irving and whatnot, but I do believe like a lot in the spiritual or the esoteric type things. And one of two things that I do believe is before you come to this earth, you pick who your parents are. So that's one thing. The second thing, I believe you kind of pick, you're supposed to pick how your body looks or how your physical features look. So for my father, I've always been a daddy's girl. I always grew up. My father, like, he was on some different stuff. First of all, I grew up. He was teaching me about Mazai tongue when I was little. He was always on some different stuff. But one of the things he instilled with me was to have like an empowerment and self pride in being black and being African American for what his legacy was and the things he did. So for me personally, and being, I'm saying as being a darker skinned woman, I'm not light skinned. I look like him. We look alike. They always say I'm like the female version of him. But being like him, I could say he instilled in me to be a black woman and to want a family and to instill and to want something that duplicates myself. So if you in my theory, if you love yourself, you're gonna want your offspring at least to look like you. At least that's how my dad was, because I'm like, okay, I love my dad, he's my hero. I look like him, I want my children to look like him. Duh. So that's just my mode of thinking. But the reason I say that, because in the predicament we live now, in this climate of 2023, I've tried and been an enthusiast of getting the black community together and helping the black male deficit. So y'all gonna say this is crazy, but at one point I wanted to have 7 sons. And the reason I wanted to have 7 sons, if you've seen the movie 7 Brides for 7 Brothers, it's a cute little movie, but everybody had different names and they paired off and they was dancing. It was cute back in the day. But I was like, I want to contribute to the fact we were getting all these numbers and all these, I would just say, static about how the black community was, how there's a shortage of black men compared to black women because of incarcerations, because of this, because of that. And because of that, I was like, okay, I want to help the problem. And in helping the problem and doing something, I started to see a lot of resistance. There's a lot of problems within our own community of how we are having that disconnect, like you saying, with the Keke Palmer situation, whatever, how it's a lot of black women put against black men, how it's older against younger. All the Willie Lynch stuff they said is coming to fruition. So older against younger, brother against all of it in fruition. So I'm saying that to say, in 2023, in being a darker skinned woman, in having experiences and having trials where I have seen and been in the midst of where I've either been discriminated against my own and not seen worthy or beautiful. And I say it for men too, so don't get it twisted. A lot of these black brothers, black men, they either go to other races, they was either nerds or this, that, and the third, and they get no love from black women. So I don't be mad at them. I be like, you know what? That don't make no sense, because
somebody's making sense on this podcast.
Hey, did I not say that shit last episode? That was exactly what we talked about.